welcome. Come in, come in. I'm a mess. And that is actually a fact on a fairly regular basis for me. And today, we're going to talk about mental health and facts. But first, I want to start by saying, you know how like some people's lashes, they get these big ass lashes, and it looks like they're just about to fucking blast off into space, just like they're so intense. I don't know what's going on with these today. Like, it looks like mine are like two totally different explorers and they're off in different directions searching for the truth out there. I don't fucking know. They might be alien for all I know. Anyway, so now that you're good and distracted, because I know I am, let's get into the grit. So this channel is about mental health. I don't want to, I guess, like take any attention away from that, but I do kind of for my own sanity have to make light of situations before I get into some things that maybe are just really irritating, honestly. So I will put up a trigger warning because I feel like I just should in every one of my videos, since I will be talking about mental health and disorders and, you know, coping and good and bad. And a lot of times with bad, there are triggers for many people. So little bit of a story time. Something that happened to me today, which is what I want to talk about. You know, here's my ADHD again, but you know, I'm just gonna fucking roll with it as usual. Something that I feel like we need to discuss more is when you have when you have something that you're going to do, whether it's errands or something booked, or you're going to a show, whatever it may be, you have something kind of, you know, like set in stone, more or less. And plans derail or they don't go the way you maybe hoped or expected, and it sets you off. And I know people that get anxiety easy, have panic attacks, people who do suffer from depression. I mean, little things can set you off that wouldn't normally affect you if you were just having, you know, like a pretty basic day and nothing on your agenda. These things wouldn't typically affect you, or normies, you know, they wouldn't affect normies. And today I was doing some errands, and you know, like pretty usual day. Like I'm driving, so I mean anybody who lives in Vancouver knows that there's a large percentage of the people who operate vehicles here, they just shouldn't. They just shouldn't, or they should take a road test. And it's funny because anybody back home that maybe will stumble upon this video will laugh and say, holy shit, like you were one of the worst fucking drivers I ever knew. And you know, for quite a chunk of time I was like, driving wasn't anything I enjoyed. I didn't like it. I used it from point A to point B, and I just felt like it was a task, and I was always distracted. I was a very distracted driver, whereas now I enjoy driving. I feel like it has a purpose for me, and I'm a defensive driver, and you know, it could be the previous accidents and tickets, or just that I've grown and changed. You know, you can grow up. People can become adults and act like them sometimes, and I'm proud of myself for now being a better driver. But in Vancouver, there's a lot of really poor drivers, really ignorant people that maybe shouldn't sit behind a wheel, and it's a travesty almost. Like it's just wild. Anyways, I feel judgment's coming up, so I want to like lower that here. Get into my story. So running an errand, and already, you know, it's raining, and it doesn't give me a lot of motivation, and I do need to get a couple hair products from the distributor in order to, you know, like continue doing hair, obviously. And there's things that I get from there. However, I couldn't find parking anywhere within a vicinity that I felt like walking in the rain. And it's like, you know what, just whatever. I'll go in a couple days. It's fine. I'll go home. It's fine. and they're not open late today because it's the weekend. So I was like, you know, fuck it, it's fine. And so on my way home, and this is what I mean, like, things kind of, I mean, they say, like, things happen for a reason and this and that. And they do, sure. Like, sure, there's things that are in play that are out of your control. I get that. So obviously I would have avoided this situation had I gone to the distributor. But I didn't, so I'm driving. Hi, it's funny, I told myself I was going to draw a picture, but it's fine, you wouldn't probably be able to understand my chicken scratch anyway. So I'm gonna lay this out for you. I'm in a lane, just going straight, wanting to go over a bridge. And the light's green, but there's multiple cars ahead of me. And they're doing construction in the lane next to me, which is a driving lane as well. It's not a parking lane on this specific street. So, and then you got your turning lane over here. And so I'm in, I guess it'd be the middle lane, but it was the right lane today. So this is cut off. So there's been people merging. So naturally I try to abide by the zipper merge thing, like you go, I go, you go, I go kind of thing. So the guy ahead of me let somebody in, and then he went straight. So straight, and I'm waiting. And then I let a person ahead of me who was in this lane, and then I was following directly behind them, you know, like, well, I mean, a space. I'm not like on bumper to bumper. So I'm following them, and I continue to go, and another person pulls out of an alley to kind of turn in, and almost kind of as if they were to merge right after the person who just merged. So now I'm into this area where I'm kind of blocking this alleyway. But like I said, like, there's all these cars ahead, and I was following. The light ahead is green, so it's fine. Well, Buddy comes up here. Another guy a second behind this vehicle that tried to kind of, I guess, butt ahead of me as I was driving. Doing the law, I'm driving. He's not in the merging lane. He is coming into, like, moving ongoing traffic, just behind lights, and trying to just cut right into this lane. And so I kind of got, you know, I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place because this guy just pulled out in front of me as I was driving. So I slowed down, and around this point, the light turns red. So now I can't go ahead. So cool. This guy decides he's going to pull out and just go fucking apeshit. Like, it's raining, windows are up. I can't hear what he's saying, but he's like, you know, like, yelling, like probably calling me stupid, calling me the C word. I promised my parents that I would try not to say the C word on here anymore. And you know, it's probably for the best, because it's not super common in North America to be dropping the C next Tuesday every, you know, few minutes. So here we go. But yeah, like, just looking like he's losing his fucking marbles. And he's in there and just like all this shit, and I'm just looking at him, and you know, like, so I am a reactor. Like, we're all, you know, we all react. It's an innate human feature where judgment comes up. Just something that humans come with. We're like, oh yeah, one of our features is fucking judgment, and also not liking being judged. So it's vicious. It's this vicious thing. So as he's like pulling out, and I decide, you know, like, I'm gonna try to be nice and just like back up a little bit, even though there's a vehicle behind me. Keep in mind, there's still this merging lane beside, so there's vehicles, and he's just doing all this, and I just, like, I did what was an instinct to me, and I was just like, yo, fuck you. Like, I did nothing wrong. I'm following the directions. I'm going in here. The buddy ahead of you decided he was just gonna try to scoot in front of me as I'm driving, as it's my right of way. I'm driving, and this guy's just losing his fucking mind. Anyways, I like to say be kind. Like, there's no reason to be mean to people, and if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything. Like, just do unto others as you would. But he did not do unto me as I would do unto people. And I lost my cool, and then this also set me off because I not only was just like literally existing, just following the laws of the road, and Buddy's having I guess a bad fucking day. Now I'm having what I feel is like a bad day, and I'm agitated, which is not good when you're driving. This is not a good way to be. So I'm trying to just like calm and breathe, and I'm like, fuck, like that guy was such an asshole. And then I'm like, why did I give him the finger? Like, why would I even give in to that shit? And then it just makes me feel less of a person, because I don't feel good trying to make other people feel bad. Like, there's nothing good for, in my opinion, in my mind, in my heart, there's nothing good that can come from me reacting negatively to somebody, or showing an act of aggression, or being mean, or calling names. Like, there's nothing good that can come from, there's nothing good that can come from that. There's nothing. And I had made plans to come and do this video, and to come home and just kind of relax. I was gonna stop at my favorite coffee shop and grab a latte, and I was like, this is great. I came straight home. I totally even forgot to go there, which is fine, you know, save money on a latte, because that shit's expensive here. So good though, so worth it for the flavor. But it just kind of set me off, and I got home and I was agitated, because I was like, not only did I not get these products, and you know, like, I was all worked up, and I didn't get my caffeine, so I made my own. I'm a capable human adult. I can make my own lattes. It's fine. But it was just, to me, it seemed a lot, because I've been having a few really bad days. Yesterday, I actually hit like this insane like phase of massive depression, and felt like I was buried, like feet below the surface, and I could live, I could survive and exist down there. However, I had this force field around me where nobody else could reach. Nothing outside, no influences, no thoughts, no feelings. I was just, because I was kind of zombied out, like, just, yeah, like, you know how my brain was in space last week? It came back. It was like, hey, maybe I should return home. And I forgot how to use it. I forgot how to use my brain. That's how I felt yesterday. Like, I wasn't functioning, and nothing affected me from out here. I felt very, yeah, like how I feel a zombie would be, but without the strong drive and urge to eat brains. Just numb up there. And I've experienced that. Yes. I'm sure many of you have. Yes. You know what I've not experienced? Simultaneously feeling that and crazy anxiety to the point where it causes me a panic attack. And normally I know where they come from. I mean, you know, I've spent years studying myself, and countless hours of therapy to understand what are my triggers and what causes these emotions and these feelings to come up, like when I get like a surge, like a rush of energy that feels like it's going to be like negative. Like, I'm not talking about like coffee rush or rush from like going for a run, or, you know, like boning. I'm not talking about like fun shit. I'm talking about like just like a surge of energy that's like, holy fuck, like I'm shaking, like there's something wrong, my chest, like, so I felt that. I felt like I was taken from my little hole of literally nothing fucking going on, and 200%, maybe 2,000, I don't fucking know, just like ripped and catapulted thousands and thousands of miles into the sky, into just nothing. And I wasn't given a propeller. I didn't have no wings. Didn't even have fucking rocket boots. Didn't even get rocket boots. Nor did I have a parachute or see a soft landing surface. I felt like I was just ripped from this like ignorant place of not having any fucking clue what was going on to just, holy shit, what is going on? Everything. There's just everything. It felt like my heart was yanked out of my chest. I didn't feel pain. I didn't feel immediate agitation or anything. It just felt like a part of it, like I couldn't breathe. Something was taken out. And I did what I feel anybody would do who's had tons of therapy. And I tried to breathe through it. Because holy shit, I didn't know where it came from. Like I said, I've experienced stuff like this many times on its own, and I have determined ways to cope, and kind of developed an understanding of what sets me off, where this anxiety stems from. This time I had no clue. Yesterday I had no idea. And I was sitting in this chair and I was doing my hair so that I could make a video. So you're welcome for this bullshit. And just sitting there, and I was like, okay, I gotta fucking breathe, because I don't know what's going on. I don't know why I'm feeling this. And I just got panicky. I felt like I was going to just crawl under this chair and just curl up and die. I was like, that's it for me. This is all I can do. Yeah, like fall asleep, never wake up. Cool, let's do that, you know. And I'm just shaking, and my legs had been on the ground. And I know in DBT therapy they do teach you to, you know, like have your feet planted on a surface and to actually like sit and, you know, feel grounded. I felt that I needed to keep my legs up, arms at my sides, and I had to just sit with my head between my legs. And I just sat there, and just as much as I could, just sit and breathe. And, you know, like it is whatever works best for you, you know, do you. It's not maybe necessarily the best thing to curl because you're closing up this cavity. Maybe in the moment I felt that it was something that was protecting me, because I was more like, I guess, like cradling it rather than sitting like this, because you are supposed to feel safe but also grounded. And what worked for me was sitting there, because I felt like my body was convulsing, like it was just shaking from the inside. And when I was able to sit and actually physically telling myself, like, breathe, just fucking breathe, and I was taking these deep mindful breaths. And that's the point, is to do mindful breathing, not just like you know, like focus on your actual breath and understand that you're doing it and why you're doing it. And then you'll start to understand where the shit came from. And I realized that it wasn't up here at all. When I was breathing and thinking about how and why I felt this way, it ended up being more in my solar plexus, more in my stomach. And I mean, I would chalk that up to me feeling kind of, I guess, sick. And I got anxious because I had, you know, kind of made last minute plans to hang out with a couple of friends last night, which I did, and it was good. It was awesome. And I guess I started just panicking because I had been so depressed for the last few days. And I found myself feeling that once again I'm going to be a burden on people that I care about, or that I'm not going to be fun to be around, or not want to converse as much, or I'll let them down in some way, and then they won't want to spend time with me anymore. And that is stuff that went through my head in different kind of like blips, but I didn't put that together until I actually sat and literally felt that uncomfortable feeling. And it is hard. It's definitely difficult work, but the more you sit through the shit, the more you're like, oh, that fucking sucks. Like, this feeling's awful. I don't want to feel this. And you distract yourself. No, don't distract yourself. The more you sit through it, the easier it gets. I mean, it's like trying a food over and over again that you maybe acquire a taste for, or a profession that you're working towards becoming really good at, that you want, you know, like you start as a big beginner. Everybody starts somewhere. You know, preschool, you're coloring all over the fucking place. And like by grade 3, maybe earlier, you know, I don't know, like it did I don't know, like I can't talk for everybody, but I didn't necessarily start really coloring in lines until about grade 2, I think. But you know, everybody's different and it's all relative. So based on your experiences, you get better the more you do something, right? And things get less scary if you can have more and more experiences where you get the facts. Check the facts. This is another good skill in DBT. You get to understand, like, this feeling, this thought that I've had about something is maybe not as true. It doesn't hold as much power as I've given it. I don't want to talk about phobias and stuff too much because they're phobias for a fucking reason, for sure. But I have a really, really bad phobia of needle injections. Like, really bad phobia, really bad. And the thought of getting an injection just gives me this, like, I can't fully explain it. Basically, it makes me feel like I want to end everything. Like, I can't breathe. I can't think. Yeah. So that's something that I have. It is what it is. I mean, I used to hate needles in general. This is what I'm talking about now that I've kind of gotten through that place. I used to hate needles in general. Like, I hate needles. There's something about it just is like, ugh, going into you. It's like going into your body. But I'm able to get piercings. I'm able to get tattoos. And I am now able to get blood taken. That was something that was hard for a long time because it's right here. And it's not just like giving me art and color, because that's kind of what I could convince myself. This is like a piece of me, but like, no, this is like going in and it's like, hey, we're taking something from you, you know, like we're doing this. And it just, there's something about it going into my body, into a vein, not just surface level. Like, this is going into a vein. And I just don't like it. I just don't like it. And now after getting blood work so many times, because I've had all like a fucking slew of health problems, I can actually watch it go in. And that's just a recent development. I'm saying in the last like year, I can watch it go in. I've been able to, I would do this, I would hold it tight, and they'd be like, clench your fist, and they'd be like, relax, when like they were just about done with like 4 or 5 vials, and I didn't even know. They'd be like, relax, and I'm like, and they're like, it's the last one, just relax. I'm like, oh fuck, like I had no idea. It's gotten to the point now where not only can I watch it go in, but I just sit here. I don't, and I just talk. It's casual, and I know, I understand, because of what the outcome is, that it's something that is going to benefit me ultimately. And it's something that it's not detrimental to my health. It's not hurting me. I mean, it's a poke, but it's not hurting me. It's not going to negative affect me down the road. It's not, you get it. You know what I'm saying? But it took me doing this multiple times to, like, one day I'll master it perhaps, but multiple times for me to just be accepting that this is something that I have done that's going to help me. And that might be a more extreme case. I definitely have these little, like, really little things that people are like, why the fuck, why is that bothering you? Paige, why the fuck, that's stupid. Like, it's not stupid, it's just the way I feel. Like, if you have something that's a phobia, something that triggers you, affects you, and there's a reason for it, obviously, that's your thing. Like, you know, like, just take care of yourself, take care of whatever it is that affects you like that, and check the facts with it. Like, is this something that is harming you? Is it harming people around you that you care about? Is it something that is going to really be detrimental to your health? And if the answers are no, then it's just gonna get better. Just keep doing it. Yeah, and that's my whole rant today. Just get stressed out, just breathe through it and check the facts on it. And really, I should have checked the facts with that driving incident. It's harder to do things like that because with that type of that's why breath work is so good and important. And also labeling thoughts. Just a quick blurb on that. If you have a thought or feeling or judgment come up, whether it's about you, someone else, the best way to kind of transform that feeling inside you is to label it as a thought. And it can work with me. Just hear me out. It sounds silly. It does. I thought it was silly too, to be like, oh my God, like that, I fucking hate that orange shirt on that lady. I don't like, there's something about that lady 50 feet away from me wearing that orange shirt, and I just don't like it. It feels silly to be like, I'm having the thought that I really don't like that orange shirt on her. Why, you ask? Do I not like that orange shirt on here? Okay, well, let's talk about it internally. Because I'm having the thought that I don't like that orange shirt on that lady. And then I start to realize, now that I've said it, that I'm having this feeling towards it. For some reason, this is important to me. This is relevant to my brain. Like, hey, well, why do I think that? Why did this judgment even come up? And it could be something so simple as you just don't like the color orange. You're like, why? Like, why? What do people see in orange? There's no good in orange. And I like every color. I like an entire plethora of colors. My favorite color is fucking glitter. Okay, and don't tell me it's not a color. It's a color. Not a color. And yeah. It could be something as simple as that, not liking the color itself, or it can be that you're like, like it's winter. Why would somebody want to stand out in winter? Or that's like a high vis color. Who wears that? Or, you know, like people with pale skin shouldn't wear fucking taupe. I don't know. I know it's not really a shade of orange. You get it. And it's just a judgment. It's just a thought. And it's, I mean, that example, that would be very petty of me to just be like, that orange shirt looks like shit on that lady, that random fucking person minding her own business, walking 50 feet away, that has no idea what's going on in my head. Nor should she. Like, just carry on in your day. Like, you do you, I do me. We all do ourselves. Do yourself today. Self-care, self-love. Do it. And yeah, I will add one thing before I go. Like I always say, you do not have to listen to anything I say. At the end of the day, it is your choice to do whatever you want to do. I'm just here hanging out, and I just want to fucking chat with y'all. I just want to have a respectful conversation down there. If anybody wants to message me, I will leave my email. I'm always down if people want to have like a more personal conversation. If you have thoughts, feelings, opinions, experiences that you've had based on your mental health disorders, if anything. Like, I mean, I'm not a therapist. Like I said, I'm not a professional in any way. I don't have a counseling background. I've never gone to school for any type of psychology or anything. I've just had my experiences and mine alone and my 35 years on this planet. That's it. That's all I have. And I do have, like I've stated in my earlier videos, but if you haven't seen them, I do have borderline personality disorder. I have PTSD. I have more mild OCD, so that's not so bad. I have really crazy ADHD, like it's fucking up there. I have dyslexia. Like there's just like there's a thing, and I have these things, and you know, like depression, anxiety, and mass fucking insomnia. Yeah, anybody got tips? I've tried what I feel like is everything, but if any of y'all are like, oh man, like this is something that's not common, maybe I'll suggest that. Please, I'll take anything at this point. I just tips, advice, experiences, thoughts, opinions, just tell me. Just tell me. I'm totally cool with whatever you guys want to share. Just be respectful. That's all I ask. That's the one thing I do ask, that you keep in mind, to be respectful of others' opinions and make this a safe space. And yeah, hope to carry this forward. So yeah, at the end of the day, at the end of your day, check the facts and focus on labeling those judgments and feelings as thoughts, because that's what they are. Very, very bottom line, at the very base of it all, there are just thoughts that you're having. And if nobody asks your opinion, don't fucking share it. Like, if somebody's like, hey, how do I look, and you don't love it, I mean, you don't necessarily have to blow smoke up someone's ass. You don't have to be like, oh my god, that's fucking amazing, you look great. No, you don't have to say that. You can just be like, you know, like, not my cup of tea. Like, if somebody really wants your honest opinion and they care about you and you care about them, I mean, you don't have to love everything at everybody's expense, okay? You don't have to lie. You don't have to lie. But yeah, if nobody asks your opinion, that shit ain't warranted. You don't have to be like, you know what I really think of this today? Stupid. That's so outdated. Women don't carry purses anymore. It's a lie. I had a purse today, and I have fanny packs and backpacks. You do whatever you want to do. Do whatever you want. Just do you. Do you. Thanks for checking in. Always a pleasure. Love you, bye!